With a more diverse population in the UK, there's been more pressure on the traditional media to serve diverse audiences. Here's a statement from the BBC showing that kind of internal pressure and the kind of response that they've made. The BBC historically was a very white organization, one that didn't pay much attention at all to the emerging ethnic communities, but that has changed considerably. Today you'll find a great amount of sensitivity to this issue. Channel 4 has helped in this regard because its remit is tied so much to programming for audiences less than 10% that it has pushed the envelope in terms of diversity and really tried to offer programming that both tells about the life of immigrants and many of the issues facing them and tries to represent them more in the things that they believe and want to see. The Creative Diversity Network is a nonprofit organization that is a collaboration of British broadcasters to promote diversity in media, both in terms of increasing employment and trying to get a better representation and diverse content on the air. The CBN Diversity Awards held each year, they try to hold up for acclaim those programs that do a good job of representing diverse interest and are trying to move the needle in mainstream British television to show more diverse content and have more multicultural aspects to their employment. Now, as you can see, the numbers are not particularly high for ethnic groups in the UK. It's going up, but still representation is not what many expect. But when you watch the BBC or watch ITV, you'll see a much better ethnic portrayal, in some ways stronger than in the United States. This shows a little bit of the employment characteristics, and they're going up, but not nearly as fast as people would like. One thing the broadcasters have done a lot better job of in the past few years is trying to recruit from more diverse places. The BBC was notorious for recruiting at Oxford and Cambridge and prided itself on that kind of elite pool of personnel. Now they're going to much different locales to recruit. You're starting to see a difference in the BBC of the people who make a difference, both in news and entertainment. Channel 4 always has tried to be more diverse, and you certainly see that. And Sky News has developed a partnership to try to recruit as well. So progress on all fronts. And the BBC Future Voices scheme is getting the word out in communities. So it reaches some of the state schools and some of the neighborhoods where you're likely to find the most diverse populations. Now, just as in the U.S., advertisers are very keen to reach ethnic audiences. It hasn't been lost on them that there's quite a bit of consumer purchasing power in these immigrant communities. They've spent a lot of time, a lot of resources in trying to factor in this and make it a major part of their advertising identity. Also, there are specialized agencies that deal with ethnic populations. Here's an example of an ad targeted to Africa. let's summarize the development in this topic, that the population of the UK becoming far more diverse, not only in London, but throughout the whole country. And because of this diversity, there's been a greater rise in the number of newspapers, websites, channels that cater to diverse audiences. And the established media, which have been very white traditionally, have worked hard to increase their diversity in terms of employment and also the programs they produce. And advertisers have honed in on this market and are working overtime to try to cater to diverse ethnic groups.